Hello everyone and welcome to the San Miguel Brief, a space for everyone and especially for our English speaking community. I'm Maria and today we have important local updates from San Miguel. But let's begin with exchange rate. The US dollar is currently priced at 60.28 pesos to buy and 70.42 pesos to sell. These figures may fluctuate through the day changes in global markets and local economic factors, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on updates. If you are planning to exchange money or make an international purchase, checking the last rate can help you to make a smarter financial decision. So, as we always say, we are here just to give you the exchange rate, and in case you don't know, we have these beautiful tulips. Oh my god, they are here just for one reason. I'm not going to say why, but everybody here already knows. So it's something really beautiful. Or maybe if you want to send us flowers to the San Miguel Brief and put them here on the stage, that would be something really beautiful. So you can come over here and say, hey, I want to give you this, guys, so you can have it on the San Miguel Brief, and that will be something really nice. So now let's take a look at the weather, because right now San Miguel have temperatures all around 23 degrees. It is just the refreshing breeze moving all through the city, and it's a calm and beautiful day. So it is perfect for being outdoors. It is truly enjoyable. And looking ahead, tomorrow we're expecting a cold morning with temperatures dropping to about 7 degrees before warming up to a pleasant of 23 degrees later in the day. So again, it will feel a little crispy early on, so you may want to grab a light jacket or just take precautions about the weather that we're going to have during these days. And remember that we always have this weather that is so cold and freeze in the morning and in the night, but in the afternoon it's just comfortable. It is just perfect for exploring, going outside. But remember that in the morning and at the night it is when it is more freezing and more cold, so just take off your jackets if you're in the afternoon, but put it on whenever you have this kind of feeling with a little breeze that is cold, because we were talking on the last episodes that now most of the people are getting the flu at these moments of the months, so it is more common that more of the people just get the flu and then you go with your families or in your work, and it is something really worse about that. So the only thing that is perfect for you is just go outside, but super warm, and that's totally the things that you need to do. And on the screen you already watching our WhatsApp, that is 415-296-4668, when you can contact us, send us a message if you want to participate, or maybe if you want to give us new flowers and you say like, I'm going to give you this present to you, of course it will be so welcome. So there you have it. And now we begin today by remembering and commemorating the Holocaust. Remember the date. It is an important day in the history, not because of his greatness, but because of how terrible it was for humanity. In order to ensure that the story is never repeated, we bring you this special segment today. Today we pause to remember one of the darkest chapters in human history, the Holocaust. Between 109,033 and 109,045, 6 million Jewish people were systematically murdered by the Nazi Reich, along with millions of others, including Roman people, people with disabilities, political opponents, and members of the LGBTQ+ community. This genocide was driven by hatred, discrimination, and the dangerous idea that someone's lives were worth less than others. The Holocaust reminds us how quickly prejudice can grow when it is ignored, and how powerful words, silence, and indifference can be. It also reminds us of the importance of staying up for human rights, dignity, and respect for all people. Holocaust Reminds Day is not about honoring the victims and survivors, but also about educating new generations. Remembering is a responsibility because when we remember, we help ensure that history is not repeated. Today we remember, today we reflect, and today we commit to building a world where hatred has no place. So now in this segment, of course, we just repeating and we're giving you this video clip, not because it is a good story. Of course it is not, but sometimes we need to remember what passed in our history just for not repeating these terrible things. Of course, this is something that we still have untouched in our hearts, in our minds, in our history, because it was something really important. So we hope that during these hard times that we are passing at this moment, we remember especially these dates and the other dates that have these terrible things happening, so we can be just prepared and try to be better every time in our days, in our history, with everyone. That's the thing that we need to really care about, because most of the time, whenever we hear bad stories, whenever we saw something terrible, we just skip it and swipe to another thing, because I know that sometimes it's kind of hard and kind of rough to our soul to hear that terrible things, but we need to, so we can repeat that story and we just have a conscience of what we are making, and of course to tell the other people the stories, what we really need to care about, and what's the things that we need to skip. And now we move on to a segment covering our reports and events that have taken place in San Miguel de Allende, related about Red Cross, including emergency service calls through the weekend, as well as other equally important cases.
Here are the services from last week. We had a total of 145 emergency services, 24 of which were car accidents, including 12 motorcycle falls, and we treated trauma and clinical patients. And also, we are continuing with the same message every week, urging people regarding false alarms, as they cause all emergency services to deploy, including colleagues from civil protection, public safety, firefighters, and our ambulances. We reiterate to the population to be mindful of false alarms. It's not a game. Carlos, and what about the focus on motorcyclists? We've seen how these types of accidents increase every week. Yes, look, every week we see an increase in motorcycle falls, and, similarly, we are urging people to wear helmets. We've seen many videos on social media, and we see it daily on the streets, people without helmets who are also carrying their families. A motorcycle is meant for one person, or two at most, yet there are families of 4 or 5 people riding, and all of them without helmets. So we are telling people that a helmet is indispensable for riding a motorcycle. It is a motor vehicle, so yes, we urge people to be conscious of that. We have a direct line in case 911 is busy or doesn't answer, 1521616 and 1524121. Direct line for the Red Cross in San Miguel de Allende.
So now we're continuing with these things that happened over the weekend, and again we are just repeating to everyone that this service is for all the people, of course, now our San Miguelenses, our residents, our visitors, so they really care about your health, about your safety, and we need to cooperate with them. Of course, not making fake calls, of course, not trying to pretend that something is just an emergency because it's so fun, it's something really easy to make, but these have bigger consequences because we all don't know when we need this kind of services, and these services is just not something that you need to fix on your homes or your works. These services, they are really something that you need because you're talking about your life, we're talking about the life of someone, and it's something really important. And of course, they are just saying and repeating once again that if you were and you use a motorcycle, these vehicles are just for two people, even though the case, and there are families like 5 people on the motorcycle, and sometimes that is so dangerous. So again, we're talking with this the Red Cross to have this report, and they can tell us what's going on in San Miguel, so we all know the situation. And to close this section, we'll go to a segment titled A Day at La Placita, where we'll take you to a look what's happening today, from food and local vendors to clothing styles, as much and much more. So I hope you like it, because the San Miguel Brief team goes over there and we make this with you. It was something really fun, and La Placita always have something really interesting. You can find a lot of things, so well, let's see this video clip. Hello everyone from the San Miguel Brief. I'm Maria, and here is a special market where you can come. We're going to be inside of it to explore and show you all the things that you can find over here. So let's go and see what it's inside.
To you, one of your favorite tropical melodies, straight at you. Now.
So over here we're going to go through the stands and see what can we find. Oh my god, here of course there is a lot of pieces. If you're and having a work at something, of course there is the tennis shoes, kitchen stuff, and as well you can also come here and make your grocery stuff and buy a lot of things as food, or maybe another special things that you can't find in other places. So here there is a lot of movement, a lot of people coming in here, but you can find great quality and of course prices. And if you're planning just to find something really special, or particularly if you want like kind of clothes or maybe some other stuff, remember that at La Placita you can find a whole bunch of a lot of great pieces, a lot of great stuffs that probably you can find in another places, or maybe you're just waiting to come in here and watch a lot of them, because there is a lot of products. On my left I have a lot of kitchen stuff, and then I have teddy bears and a lot of toys for the little one kids. And behind this stand there is a stand about Dorilocos. So in here you could find totally a bunch of great stuff. And look at this, we are preparing for St. Valentine's Day. So of course, if you're just searching for the gift of your loved one, of your special person, here you can also find it, and it's every Thursday and Sunday. So you come here, and I totally agree, and maybe I think that you will buy a lot of things. So here we are at this candies and sweet, and of course I'm going to buy some gomitas enchiladas, some chill gummies, so you can see what you can also find. And I'm buying this just because it's my favorite and I really love it. So over here you are watching these beautiful gummies. Oh my god, delicious! 20 pesitos. This was 20 pesos. Thank you. So as you can see, we can also find a lot of gummies, and over there is a lot of stands too, a lot of food, candy, a lot of great stuff that you can also find, as same as clothes, as phone cases, as cereals, a lot of stuff. So let's continue. So now we're almost in the end of this video of La Placita. I really hope that you like being here with us just to know what can you find, all this, a lot of great stuff. And of course we have a little music behind me, so in here you can find a lot of things. There is something always special, something that you can find, or maybe you can just come here and buy something for your eat, for your food, and just have a great time. So maybe on the next weeks we come back, but stay tuned and enjoy this day at La Placita. So I hope that you really like this section because it was something really fun. Go over there, and of course there is a lot of stands. Some of they are just with full of clothes, with bags. The other ones have tennis shoes, running shoes, or thrift clothes if you want just to be good with the environment. Of course, there is a lot of toys, and the music and the food is over there, and it's something really delicious. So if you're planning just to see what you can find, I'm totally sure that you are going to go out of the placita with a lot of stuff, and that you will need to carry on a lot of bags so you could put your items inside of them. Or maybe tell us, if you're going this Sunday, what's the thing that you are going to try, the gorditas, or maybe the tacos, or maybe the desserts that you can find over there, because it was something really delicious. So now let's move on to our section of Heads Up.
Heads Up, this is World Around Town.
And for the first announce that we are having today is the library guide tour. Discover every corner for this 50th century building and learn about his stories. This is every Thursday at 11 a.m. and the meeting point is at the library courtyard. Your donations support our programs. And moving ahead with more events, if you're searching, we have the TAL chronic pain and the mind-body connection, what is and what it takes to hold and how to recover from it, by Anne Croft, at 3 p.m. at Sala Quetzal this Wednesday 4, of course, at the public library. And if you're searching for more events, we have La Feria de la Candelaria of 2026. It is 30 of January and 30 of February at Seferino Park. It will start at 10 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Heads Up, this is World Around Town.
And now let's move on to the international news, and we have Sheinbaum denies the FBI's claims and states that Ryan went in surrendered voluntarily.
Primero, toda red social tiene una política que cuando hay una fotografía o alguna información de inteligencia artificial, un video, tienen que tener las letras IA o AI, dependiendo si es en inglés o en español. En este caso no tiene ningún indicativo de que sea inteligencia artificial. Eso es lo primero. Lo segundo, vale la pena para cualquier duda que haya sobre esto, poner la publicación que hizo el embajador de Estados Unidos en México sobre este caso. No sé si la tienes por ahí. Nada más la primera línea. La entrega voluntaria. Entonces, en el primer caso no hay nada de Meta, creo que es de Facebook o de Instagram o algo así, ¿verdad? Que diga inteligencia artificial, que en todo caso pues, es lo que indica y es la política de la red social. Todas las redes sociales tienen eso, que cuando hay una imagen, video, en fin, tiene que decir eso. Y segundo, en todo caso, lo que está en el fondo, pues es el tema de si hubo una entrega voluntaria o no. Y aquí el propio embajador de Estados Unidos en México, en su publicación, dijo la entrega voluntaria de Ryan Wade.
Sí.
¿Perdón? Bueno, aquí está la publicación de la Embajada de los Estados Unidos.
Presidenta,
La entrega voluntaria.
Pero la polémica crece cuando el propio director del FBI dice que fueron agentes de esa agencia norteamericana quienes realizaron el arresto y que él vino y supervisó personalmente esta acción. Entiendo que hay dos versiones, incluso en el gobierno estadounidense, y ahora con el abogado que también está mencionando esta parte de que pues, su cliente le dijo que fue arrestado. ¿Qué es lo que está detrás de todo esto?
Bueno, yo no voy a entrar en polémica con el director del FBI ni quiero que haya un conflicto. Lo que ellos, la autoridad de Estados Unidos, le dijo a la autoridad mexicana es que había sido una entrega de manera voluntaria. Y es la misma publicación que emite la Embajada de Estados Unidos en México. Ahora, las autoridades mexicanas, la Secretaría de Seguridad y Protección Ciudadana, el Gabinete de Seguridad, sí estaba en operativos buscando a esta persona, eso sí. ¿Que fueron operativos con alguna autoridad de Estados Unidos? Eso no. Ahora, ¿cómo fue exactamente que se entregó? Pues ya el detalle no lo conocemos. Lo que sí sabemos pues es lo que nos dijeron las autoridades de Estados Unidos aquí, a las autoridades de México, y lo que publicó la Embajada de Estados Unidos.
So most of the people were concerned about this topic that we have the last weekend. So today here you have this response about Claudia Sheinbaum, and something that is really important that this is useful for everybody is that whenever you are scrolling on the social media and you notice something, a video clip or a post, anything, you first need to check it out because it is kind of this regulation that if there is any video or post posting with the AI, it has to have like a little segment on the bottom or just in the up saying that it has AI. So everybody should know. And before going and just saying like, yes, I saw this online and it's kind of true, please make sure to check in before comment with other people. Of course, now we have her response, but this is useful for a lot of news that now we're having, because with this AI, it's a lot of fake news, a lot of stuff that is just altered on the purple way, or maybe that is nothing true and it is so false. So it's something that you need to check in any circumstances. And in the next national news story, Anthony Colombo, lawyer for the so-called Canadian Chapo, told the media that his client did not surrender and he was instead arrested while in Mexico. He described any official version suggesting a voluntary surrender as incorrect.
Well, he didn't surrender. He was apprehended. He was arrested. And so any spin that the government in Mexico is putting on this, that he surrendered, is inaccurate. And I think if there's anybody in a position to know how his arrest and apprehension went down, it's his counsel. So those reports of what happened, that he surrendered, completely inaccurate. And I can understand, look, the Trump administration, with the apprehension of Maduro, has made clear that we're in a bold new era with regard to international relations. So one can understand why that statement might have been put out. Because if the U.S. government is unilaterally going into a sovereign country and apprehending somebody, you can understand the concern that sovereign entity might have. But he was apprehended. Mexico. He's in good spirits. He's he's a former Olympic athlete, which obviously takes a lot of mental toughness to participate in those type of games and at a high level. So.
So now we have this new, of course, where I just give you the response about what happened to the last weeks about this topic. And there you can find this response because it was a lot of concern. And again, we're talking about fake news, a lot of what the people think that actually happened, what is not that way. So please check on your lines before you search for information, or whenever you're exploring and you have information, just check it before anything else. And for our final national news, we have the story of Delcy Rodriguez state that Venezuela does not accept external order and it is government respond only to its people.
Antes de culminar, estoy obligada a hacer algunas aclaratorias. Comandante Chávez decía que habían provocaciones que se deben responder y otras que no se deben responder. Como dije hace poco, yo llegué a la presidencia encargada por una situación inédita en la historia de Venezuela, pero juré el 5 de enero y juré no descansar por Venezuela, por nuestro pueblo y por nuestros niños y por nuestras niñas. Y el secretario del Tesoro de los Estados Unidos ha hecho unas declaraciones poco pertinentes y ofensivas, y tengo que responderlas. El pueblo de Venezuela no acepta órdenes de ningún factor externo. El pueblo de Venezuela tiene gobierno, y este gobierno obedece al pueblo. Es la reciprocidad en esa relación entre el pueblo venezolano, sus autoridades y sus instituciones.
So now we have this response that they are saying that this is just a conflict and they need to pass with their own people, that they don't need extra help or anything, that they have the capacity, the ability to respond for their own democracy, for their own laws. So we hope that we have more information about this topic, because until this time the world is happening and is passing in through a lot of things, but we don't have any concert or any true answer yet. We are just assuming, and we can see this in the responses that everybody is giving to us. So we hope that into the next days, at least these things go calm and we can just figure it out by itself, or maybe that they offer a great solution and have this regulation and just like February and not just a whole year. So we hope that, and I'm just saying that this is over for the program 57th. So this is everything for the San Miguel brief. But I hope that you really like it. And I was just saying at the first time of this episode when it started that you can contact us to our WhatsApp, that is 415-296-4668, when you can send us a message if you want to participate, to have any space into the show. The only thing that you need to do is, okay, what do you want to participate in here? What you are going to propose? What is your program about? This is something that it is interest for everybody. So that's the thing that you need to say us on that message. And of course, we're going to respond you and give you the feedback or follow back every kind of answer, any question, anything that you will have. Of course, we're going to respond you. And this is everything for today's episode. I'm saying, okay, This is one time just to pay attention our beautiful tulips that we have here. And I'll see you tomorrow with a lot of more news from San Miguel, from all around the world. So stay tuned, because I know that it's something really precious that we're going to have tomorrow. And just for this day, if you're going outside, just take precautions, because remember that in here in San Miguel, the weather is with low temperatures at the morning and in the night. So just be prepared for any circumstances, and I'll see you tomorrow.